Hello there, and thank you so much for joining me today for my review of the 2022 Mercedes-Benz E450 4MATIC all-terrain wagon. In 2019, the E400 was renamed to the E450, and a year later, the 2020 E450 was refreshed to its current body style. The E-Class is Mercedes-Benz's most popular vehicle and is available in a sedan, wagon, and also its most coveted AMG form. The E450 brings in a lot of amazing technology to the table, from its new Mercedes-Benz UX design to a mild hybrid turbocharged inline 6-cylinder power plant. Before I continue with the review though, I just want to give a big shout out to our friends at Tripod Photo and Video Marketing on Vancouver Island. We're happy to be one of their clients and they always give us a hand with putting these videos together. If you're in the Nanaimo area looking for professional photo, video, and drone services, they can help. Link to the website will be in a pinned comment below. So, let's get back to the review. The E450 is a wagon-based E-Class Mercedes-Benz and it slots in above the C-Class series of vehicles but below the top-of-the-line S-Class. Mercedes claims that their E-Class vehicles are some of the most technologically advanced vehicles in their lineup, only behind S-Class vehicles. Now, one interesting thing is that the engineers in Mercedes-Benz designed the all-terrain wagon to be able to go off the beaten path. While the sedan is definitely intended more for city use, the all-terrain wagon is for people who don't mind getting their car a bit dirty. For example, the wheel wells and bumpers are clad with plastic to prevent scratching, and the all-terrain E450 actually has air ride suspension. The E450 wagon rides around 29mm higher than the sedan thanks to larger wheels on top of the air suspension. If you want more ground clearance, you can lift the suspension and vice versa if you want better fuel economy. When it comes to the drive system, the E450 uses an inline 3-liter 6-cylinder turbocharged engine that puts out 362 horsepower. Now, what's interesting is that the E450 has something called EQ boost, and it's described as a mild hybrid system. What that means is the E450 has a 48-volt electric starter built into the drivetrain. When you accelerate, the electric starter kicks in to help smooth the power delivery and also helps with spooling up the turbos. It's an excellent system, something we'll get back to later on in the review. As this is a mild hybrid system, the E450 can recapture energy when braking, which charges the onboard battery system to increase fuel efficiency. The transmission is a 9-speed automatic mated to Mercedes-Benz's 4MATIC all-wheel drive system. Another advantage of the E450 wagon is the space you get in the rear. The rear is accessible by dropping the seats or through a power tailgate. In the rear is a super flat space that's big enough to sleep in. If you find yourself stuck in your car lot and perhaps need a place to crash in the night, the E450 will definitely get the job done. If you put down a small mattress in the back, it's actually really comfortable. I think wagons are totally underrated and they bring a lot of value to the table. Mercedes even included a lockable space under the trunk, and this is where you access the car's battery. Now that we covered some of the outstanding features of the E450, I think it's time to jump inside to talk about the E450's excellent interior. To start off, the piano black interior looks incredible, and I believe you actually have to sit in the E450 to really appreciate how excellent the interior really is. For one, the panels and interior materials are super high-end and nothing feels cheap or dinky. The E450 also has two full screens for the dash and infotainment system respectively. The leather-wrapped steering wheel is super elegant and really comfortable to use, definitely one of my favorites. Now what's interesting is that Mercedes-Benz vehicles take it up a notch and the steering wheel buttons use touch-sensitive surfaces rather than traditional buttons. So you want to change the volume, you swipe the volume button's surface rather than press on an actual button. It's the little things like that that differentiate Mercedes-Benz from other luxury brands. The steering wheel is also heated as well. Another thing is the E450 uses a drive wheel shifter to put the vehicle in the drive or reverse, which I really liked. To park, you press the button at the end of the shifter. E450 has really comfortable seating, and Mercedes-Benz has seat controls on the door panel rather than the actual seat. Both driver and passenger have memory seat functions, and you actually can use something called seat kinetics, which changes the seat slightly over long road trips to prevent lower back discomfort. As expected, leather seats are heated and cooled, and if you go with a technology package, the door panels and center console are heated as well, which is pretty crazy. And the rear passengers will also get access to comfortable leather seating that is heated. Now the E450 is loaded full of tech and it does not disappoint. For one, the E450 has a full digital screen for the instrument cluster. It is controlled via buttons on the steering wheel. The digital gauge cluster is just super customizable. On one side you can have both speedometer and the other navigation. You can change the screen in any way you so desire. Now the Mercedes-Benz UX or MBUX is kind of the big thing to talk about. The Mercedes-Benz infotainment system is undeniably an advanced piece of software. In fact, you can talk to it by saying, "Hi Mercedes," and asking where the nearest coffee shop is. If you do that, it'll pick some choices that are nearby and guide you there via the navigation system. The UX for the E450 is controlled via touchpad in the center console. From here you can swipe to control the UX system, but you can also access the drive modes, volume, as well as other vehicle features. The UX system lets you access media, phone, navigation, as well as a huge range of vehicle features. I much prefer the Mercedes-Benz UX, but Apple Auto and Android CarPlay are supported. The E450 also has a full 360 camera with proximity sensor that lets you know when you're too close to some things. Last but certainly not least, the E450 can even park itself. The E450 has a self-park feature that helps you parallel park or back the car up all by itself, which is super helpful. By and large, the E450 interior is excellent. I really can't say enough great things about the precision and elegance it exudes with every inch of its design. Now that we talk about how it is inside, let's talk about how the E450 drives, and I can say that the E450 knocks it out of the park again. There's a reason why the E-Class has sold over 13 million units since it was first introduced in 1993. In a nutshell, the E450 drives like a dream. The drive profile is so smooth and refined you can barely feel the engine rumble even at highway speed. The suspension is also superb, just sucking up road bumps with ease. I went over a speed bump and the E450 ate it up like nothing. On another car, that speed bump probably would have ripped the rear axle off if you were doing that at speed. The E450 drives like butter, and it's like you're floating on a cloud when you're on the road. It's also very quiet and just so stable. The E450 is so planted and confident on the road. When it comes to power, the mild hybrid system is the real deal. Because of the E450's electric starter motor, the E450 is torquier at the beginning of the power band. Pressing the gas is so satisfying as you feel the electric motor pull forward, followed by the engine momentarily after. The transition is so smooth and the power band feels like that of an electric car, which adds to the overall smoothness and luxury you'd expect from Mercedes-Benz. The E450 is no slouch in the power department either. When you press on the gas, you feel it, and the E450 can do a sub 5 second 0 to 60 time with ease. Mercedes-Benz knocked it out of the park again, and the E450 delivers with comfort, power, and drivability. So to wrap up, the E450 is just an excellent luxury wagon. The E450 provides all the luxury and comfort you expect from Mercedes-Benz, but at the same time the all-terrain wagon lets you go off the beaten path. The Mercedes-Benz UX is superb and the interior is just outstanding. The drive profile of the E450 is so smooth, but the inline 6-cylinder 3-liter engine still delivers on power. All I can say is that if you're in the market for a luxury wagon, you gotta take a look at the E450. Thanks again so much for watching. Hope you can catch another review from the student driver coming soon. If you like what you saw today, please feel free to leave a like or a sub. Thank you so much.